With Future Saga Chapter 2 out and done, and we're just waiting for the Festival of Universes to obviously start and finish, we are now obviously waiting for Future Saga Chapter 3. And obviously Future Saga Chapter 3, the main draw of it is going to be the characters that are involved, because we will get the characters as playable characters obviously, and we will get their moves for our custom characters. And there are some pretty obvious picks here, so without further ado, let's get straight into this. Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve Dojo here, back to more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and I'm just gonna get straight on to who I believe the characters are for Future Saga Chapter 3. Again, this is just a guess, because you never know with these devs, they could just mix it up every now and then. But since we got Goku Black in Future Saga Chapter 1, you know, Ultra Supervillain Goku Black, we did get Ultra Supervillain Vegeta as well, so that was 2 Ultra Supervillains. That's probably the only time we'll have it be like that, since Dragon Ball Daima wasn't out at that point, so they couldn't add any new characters. They had to just, you know, redo old characters. We got Goku Black and Vegeta. But the next thing we got after that was Ultra Supervillain Jiren. Now, obviously, Goku Black is the most popular form of Zamasu in all of Dragon Ball Super, so it makes sense why Ultra Supervillain Goku Black was picked over Ultra Villain like fused Zamasu, for an example, right? And the same thing with Jiren. Jiren is the most unpopular antagonist in the Tournament of Power, obviously Ultra Supervillain Jiren. And since we are obviously going forward in the arcs and not backwards, I'd assume that the next villain they're going to actually reasonably add and get away with would be an Ultra Supervillain Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, I've been calling this for ages, that it would do Ultra Supervillain Broly, because obviously DBS Broly is a character that doesn't even have his full move, just like Jiren, by the way, and Goku Black. He's a villain that doesn't actually have access to his full moveset in Xenoverse 2. There are a lot of moves from DBS Broly, whether it be from his base form, his raffle form, his Super Saiyan form, or full power, that just aren't in the game yet, right? And they haven't added new moves to him like they did with Festival Gogeta, where they got the accurate version of Soul Punisher in the game. They finally added Meteor Explosion through transforming base form Gogeta into the game. You know, Xenoverse 2 is still missing a good amount of Broly's moves that they can sell to us as a new character. And another reason why I believe this would be the case is because they also like to redo older versions of characters when they do these updates, or have new original characters that weren't playable previously, like, you know, Vermod or base Broly and Super Saiyan like Z Broly, right? So they added, obviously, base form for Dragon Ball Z Broly and his Super Saiyan form, but we still didn't have that for DBS Broly. And that's just too easy to do as a sell. So I think the next character will probably be Raffle Broly. Raffle Broly, because again, he's just too easy to do as a DLC character. Xenoverse 2 still doesn't have any moves like Planet Crusher in it. They could just add Planet Crusher as an ultimate attack, or maybe a new Strike ultimate move where he grabs you and shakes you around and drags your face on a wall or on the floor and he throws you around a bit. You know, they can just copy something from Sparking Zero. But either way, they can add Raffle Broly and then give him a transformation into Super Saiyan. If they could do it for Z Broly, I imagine them being very easily able to do it for Raffle Broly. So Raffle Broly will come with a Super Saiyan form. Again, it's not Sparking Zero, so he's not going to have a different moveset, but it's an easy way to add 2 of Broly's other forms, you know, his main fighter forms. You don't have to add his base form, right? But it's an easy way to add 2 of Broly's other fighting forms without having to, like, you know, do a lot of work. Just add Raffle Broly, give him Super Saiyan, and then we already have a full power Super Saiyan Broly in the game. Then we're going to get Ultra Supervillain Broly, which will give him the rest of his moveset. So then DBS Broly can finally have his actual full moveset in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. As well as the fact that we'd have 3 versions of Dragon Ball Super Broly in a game when they could have just made them one character, but you know, that's the way Xenoverse 2 works. We all know this is how Xenoverse 2 likes to do things. It's the most believable path for them to pick as DLC. I'm only just now realizing how busted all of these characters could potentially get when we get to level 180, because level 180 is the next thing. When we get DLC Pack 3, we're going to level 180. Who knows what else they'll add in a free update? They'll probably add, like, Super Souls and stuff. I don't expect a new transformation until DLC 4, if I'm being honest. And that's if they do a new transformation. Because what's the newest transformation in Dragon Ball? Beast? But they already gave us Beast. They gave us Beast before Ultra Instinct. So it's like, it's, you know, I don't know if they did that the new transformation. I think it would just be Ultra Supervillain for custom characters, and it'll just be a universal transformation. I don't think they'll actually do that until DLC 4. But without further ado, let's get into the 3rd character. That's if they do only 3 characters again, by the way. I think that they might do 4, because you can add Glorio as well. And Glorio is like, you know, he's like Goku's butt buddy for this Daima adventure they're on. But a really easy 3rd character to add would be Daima Vegeta, for the very obvious reason. And keep in mind, I do believe, and I'm going to just say the spoiler right now, so if you guys aren't caught up with Daima, you can probably skip like 10 seconds ahead in the video. I promise I won't say the character's name again. So I'm just going to say it right now. You can skip 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Super Saiyan 3 Daima Vegeta. Very obviously, that is going to be the next thing they add, because it's just too easy to do and get away with. It's a super popular form for a super popular character, and everyone would be hyped for it. People who didn't even like Dragon Ball Daima did the biggest 180 ever when they saw that form. So it's too easy to just add as DLC, right? I'm sure, again, Xenoverse is probably made more for the Japanese crowd, because I have a hard time believing that they wouldn't care about, you know, stuff like that. But the English crowd too, you know, it's really easy to just sell all these, like, Dragon Ball fans don't actually like Dragon Ball and they just like the fights and new forms and stuff like that. It'd be really easy to sell them on the DLC or playing Xenoverse 2 again if they added this character and this form. So, you know, I think that's a very obvious and easy third, like, character option. Again, if they do more than one character, Glorio. I can see Glorio being added as well, obviously, because Glorio, he has an actual moveset and very easy super attack to do, I imagine. Just give him a ray gun that's probably like a reskinned version of Gamma 1 and Gamma 2's animations, and then obviously give him his lightning blasts and his many variations for his lightning blast, basic key manipulation, some lazy strike moves or something. You know, it's like typical usual Xenoverse 2 stuff, you know. During DLC 4, I imagine that's when we'd get probably the last Daima characters and the last Daima character forms. Or maybe, like, I want to say Daima Piccolo, but, you know, until Daima Piccolo does something crazy in a fight, I could see him being skipped for Xenoverse 2 DLC. But 100% Future Saga DLC 4 will definitely have Goku's final form in Dragon Ball Daima as one of the options. And I don't know, maybe Ultra Supervillain Frieza? They might do an Ultra Supervillain Frieza just to tie it all off at the end, right? Because Frieza is, like, the main Dragon Ball antagonist at this point. And they haven't done a lot of Frieza in Xenoverse 2 since the Black Frieza stuff happened in the manga. Maybe because the Xenoverse 2 devs don't know if that's a thing that they're going to have to add to the game eventually, so they don't want to, like, blow their load on Frieza. But Frieza, despite the fact that he gets, like, used and abused and thrown around a lot for Dragon Ball stuff, he hasn't done anything in Xenoverse 2 in ages, so I can easily see an Ultra Supervillain Golden Frieza. Keep in mind, Ultra Supervillains have only been for Dragon Ball Super characters so far. Because Dragon Ball Super characters, that one, they're easier to sell. Two, they didn't have villainous forms. And three, they have super villain because they're super characters. I don't know if that last point is true. I just wanted to say that because it sounds pretty consistent with everything they've been doing. Ultra Super Villain Golden Frieza will also make sense, because keep in mind, just like Broly, just like Goku Black, and just like Jiren, Golden Frieza, or Frieza in general from DBS, doesn't even have his full moveset. Golden Frieza has so many moves that he hasn't used in Xeno, and Xenoverse 2 just doesn't want to do them. I think the only move Frieza's had since Xenoverse 1 is goddamn double Death Slicer, right? He didn't have double Death Slicer in Xenoverse 1. He had Emperor's Death Beam in Xenoverse 1. I'm pretty sure he had Last Emperor in Xenoverse 1 as well. Or You'll Be Killed by Me. I don't think he did, because we didn't even have Angry Kamehameha in Xenoverse 1. But you know what I mean. Frieza hasn't had, like, any new moves added to himself. And then the Tournament Power uses all of these new moves, like a Great Death Beam. They might even give him a Hakai Super or an Ultimate Attack, because of the way he reflects Sidra's Hakai and turns it back onto Goku. You know, he had, like, the Miracle of Universe 7 Nova Strike. They could just give him that as, like, a solo ultimate. Or even add it as a new dual ultimate, right? Let's say you train with the Frieza Mentor one last time and he gives you this new dual ultimate where you and a buddy can combine your attacks together, do, like, a big transformation explosion. It would probably revive, like, 2v2s and, like, raids and, like, 3v3s just so people could see that move with like, their friends' custom characters, right? I could see something like that. But Frieza in general, he has so many moves that haven't been added. We still don't have the two-handed Death Ball. Whether it's the one he uses on Namek or the one he uses against Toppo, we just don't have any Frieza two-handed Death Balls. No full power Death Balls are in the game. He doesn't have Great Death Beam. He doesn't have the no-hit strike or the Grudgeless Strike. He doesn't have Grudgeless Strike in the game. He doesn't have Earthbreaker. He doesn't have a lot of things. Man, Earthbreaker was all the way back in, like, Dokkan Battle when the Resurrection F came out. And then Golden Frieza in this game only has Emperor's Death Beam. He doesn't have anything like Earthbreaker. So it's not even like, oh, it's because Sparking Zero did it. No, he just doesn't have it. He just doesn't. Imagine if he had, like, a Sorbet Assist, a laser move, where he does, like, a Death Beam, but it comes from, like, behind him, or it comes from a different angle. Like, you could choose the direction it comes from based on where you push your joystick, you know? So Ultra Super Villain Golden Frieza, in general, just has a lot of potential. I could see him definitely being DLC 4, but I don't want to rant about DLC 4 stuff. I just was putting it on the table that Ultra Super Villain Frieza and Broly make the most sense. Again, Xenoverse 2 is extremely weird. They could just do a 180 and say Ultra Super Villain Deborah, because that wouldn't surprise anyone. That's how random Xenoverse 2 is. But since they've been consistent with characters that don't have their full moveset, Goku Black was missing his Scythe. They add his Scythe in Ultra Super Villain Goku Black. Jiren was missing his big energy volley moves he uses against Goku towards the end of the Tournament of Power, with his ultimate attack being a reference to one of his last few moves on UI Goku. And then his the second part of the ultimate attack is a reference to when he beats UI Goku in a Beam Clash, right? Jiren he didn't have his full moveset. DBS Broly also doesn't have it, and they could add Wrathful Broly to add the parts of his moveset from his earlier forms. and then Ultra Supervillain full power, like Super Saiyan Broly, to give him the rest of his moves from his final form, etc, right? So that's the way I see it. I think this is a very easy, like, formula for them to get away with for Xenoverse 2 stuff, but again, it's Xenoverse 2. They could do whatever they want. This video could just be a giant waste of time, and honestly, it's all just speculation, because again, I don't work for Bandai Namco, alright? Maybe the pattern they've kept up so far was actually just sheer luck, and it has nothing to do with characters lacking their moveset or from being from Dragon Ball Super. It could just be completely random. But without further ado, I think that's a great place to end it. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you enjoyed the video, but obviously again, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the video. Let me know in general what you guys think about like these options for DLC Pack 3 or even for DLC Pack 4. Because I can see, I think, I mean, obviously I want to say I think what I picked was reasonable and viable, but there's no way to know. It's speculation, but goddamn Xenoverse 2, please add it. That would not only make me right, for one, it would actually be really cool, and I think a lot of people would want that. And that'll be it. I do love you all. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time, fellas. Take care, and peace.